I do, baby. Spent way too many years carrying way too much.
Go here, and then as soon as it goes live, test it on YouTube.
Okay, so I can click there.
Click there, and then it says view on YouTube.
Like, why are you on?
This is a slower process. It's all right.
Maybe that's why it was not as expensive. And it looks like it has an update, so that normally works like camera.
So I'm just going to pause it, go back to here, and then pull this down, pull that off, and hold the open.
Pull that down when you need it.
You can drag it down, or you can just pause it, and then you got to take it there. Let's start that one. Yeah. All right, BHS, I'll invite you to grab your seats while I introduce our group and our speaker. My name is Anthony Pritchard, and I've been the meeting planner here at BHS for the last 7 years. I started as the newsletter marketing member, and I've just really enjoyed the opportunity to take on a leadership role. You know, they say that leaders lead, and if you don't have an opportunity to be in a leadership role, BHS has very many opportunities for you to contribute. They really are just looking for you to use your own superpower for the group. And that's what it was for me. I got to experiment and explore with my craft of communicating with video online. And if you are watching online, we welcome you to BHS. This is a group that has been gathering for centuries in this spot here. And it's filled with business owners who believe that they are in their business because of a higher calling, a soft, secret, silent voice that calls to them, that tells them they are in their business because of a deeper calling. And I get the honor to invite some of the best presenters in the state to come and talk here at this group, to deliver presentations on personal and professional development. And it has been my honor to do that for this time that I've been in this role. And so our broadcast right now, our event is being broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. If you know anybody that you think might be able to use this in their life or their business, certainly forward that on to them. And so your speaker today is a creator of curiosity. And she enjoys working with women to help them heal all aspects of their lives by developing a keen sense of curiosity, which helps them overcome their limiting beliefs. Through this proven process, she transforms fear into truth and helps to teach to express our personal power, which provides us the energy to live our best and healthiest lives. She's a licensed massage therapist and a health life coach. Diana utilizes highly successful 5-step transformational process in her coaching that includes stepping back, letting go, saying yes to self, taking empowered action, and setting up accountability. Ultimately, by replacing fear and judgment with curiosity, clients learn to understand that there are never a downside to taking responsibility for their own experience. Please help me welcome your speaker today, Diana Whye.
Testing, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, can you? I'm not on.
Oh, my fault. I didn't turn on your battery pack. That's me, and it's right here.
Pay no attention to what he's doing. Can you hear me now?
Should be able to hear you now.
No.
She's gonna turn it up a little bit.
Can you hear me now? Hello, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1. Okay, good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be your speaker for this morning. And I like to start everything that I do with an expression of gratitude. So this morning, I am grateful to each and every one of you for showing up this morning. The energy that is in this room this morning is palpable. Thank you so much for holding that sacred space for me. I really do appreciate it. I'd also like to thank Anthony for all of his hard work in making this possible. You have an amazing gift in that gentleman in the back of the room, and I hope you don't ever let him go. I would also like to thank the plant that I have in the room. They say that when you're afraid of public speaking, you find someone in the room that you can look at and view them naked. I have someone in the room who I will not identify, who I am looking at naked. We'll just leave it at that. All right, so let me tell you how I envision, how I plan for this engagement to go. This is my plan. Spirit may have a different plan, but for right now, this is the plan we're going with. I'm going to talk to you this morning about fear. I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you this morning. Then we are going to talk about the concept of fear itself. We're going to have some fun with fear. We're going to identify some new fears. We're going to make up some fears, because I like fun. We're going to make up some fears. And then the best part of the morning for me, as I said, we're going to go through an exercise, and we're going to kick fear in the ass, Scott. Y'all good? Beautiful. All right, so to start, a little bit about myself. I like to divide my life into 3 periods. I'm sure most of you probably do this as well, especially after the trials that we've been through with COVID. Some of you have heard this story before, so if you have, I just ask you to be patient with me. So 3 different periods. First period is pre-COVID, COVID, post-COVID. Let's start with pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, I had a pretty darn good life. I had retired from a job in fundraising where my team and I had raised millions of dollars to support scholarships for higher education. After that retirement, I went on and I got my massage license and I started doing massage. Family was all doing well. I had met a tall, dark, handsome, retired
fear? Tell me. What is fear?
Mike's not working.
Face everything and run.
We all have a lot of little acronyms. It's an emotion. It's an uncomfortable emotion. It's what makes us apprehensive. It's what makes us apprehensive about something that we think is going on that's going to cause us problems. Does that make sense? It's an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is going and is likely to cause pain or is a threat. How does it work? Anybody know how fear works? I know we got some science. Somebody tell me, how does fear work? Hold this back. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. It certainly does. Here's how it works scientifically. It's too early. Science. So we don't do the science right now. The brain is a powerful. Two parts of the brain interact. First is the amygdala. Amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala is that part of the brain. It says, it might be the hippocampus is the part of the brain that says, let me do a little bit deeper dive here and see whether or not I should tell my premises to stay put or move. I'm going to give you a good example of how that works. So this morning, I got up at 4:30, dark out. I want to go in and start my car. My amygdala said, "Fool, it's dark out. What you gonna do?" Okay, I got you. It's dark out. I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. Another element to be considered. My hippocampus says, you don't know what's out there. You might just want to take some steps to protect yourself. Is what I do. I listen when my hippocampus speaks. Bam! When I went down to start my car, this was my fear alleviator right here. So, just so you know how fear works, I'm going to show you fear's intention. Who was it that said fear has a good intention for us? Beautiful. Fear is our friend. Fear protects us. It keeps us safe in the world. And it teaches us how to be a better version of ourselves. So, here is how what the normal human brain looks like. Okay, this is a really simplistic diagram, but this is where the amygdala and the hippocampus, this is where they get together and they do their thing. However, there is one other part of the brain, which we really don't talk about too much. That's this guy right here. Who is this? positive intention. Our critter brain protects our current identity and it keeps us safe. When we start thinking about things that we may want to do that we haven't done before, that's when critter brain kicks in. Critter brain says, who do you think you are? What makes you think you are good enough to do something like that? Again, critter brain's intention is good. And I'm here to tell you, we need to make critter brain our best. I talk about gratitude. Thank critter brain. Critter brain has a
We
role
overloaded
to play.
it.
Well, we
And
need
I
to
think
give
it's
it
also because it's glitchy. It needs a
critter brain
sometimes
says,
it glitches out until you open
I don't know you in that identity. So I'm going to keep you from trying to move forward and do something different. But if we thank critter brain, give it another job, and keep it busy, we will be able to move into whatever the new identity is that we're trying to create. Does that make sense? Any questions on any of that? Any comments? Beautiful. All right, let's talk about our core fears. And Lord knows we core fears, but there are really five. The rise. Who can tell me? Core fears. Oh, good group right here. Core fears. Shout them out again. Abandon. Wow, y'all going a little too fast for me. Abandon, death, fear. Oh, good one. Hello, that's a good one. Think of it. Good. I'm sorry, not blank enough. Beautiful one. Not blank enough. Two more that I heard. Success, yes. Rejection. Do we really have ears? They get out of bed. And, okay, rejection. Right. Beautiful. All right. I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's a good one. So, what my course in coaching has taught me is that there are five core fears, overarching fears, under which all of can fit into. Now, I'm gonna warn some of these fears are pretty draconian. Like, are you serious right now? That's a real thing. So let's talk these fears are, and see these. First is the fear of extinction. What comes under that? The fear of annihilation or ceasing to exist. Is that death? Anytime we try something new and we don't have an identity, as to who we are as a person. Extinction. It's extinction of our old identity. We have to develop that person so that our critical brain will stop saying, danger, Will Robinson. We don't know who you are. You better go figure that out. All right, so the first one is sphere of extinction. Favorite. Mutilation, battling, invasion. It's so painful. I'm like, holy smokes, what is happening there? What kind of reminds me, and I'm dating myself with this one, but how many of you seen that old black movie, The Invasion of the Bodies? Okay, we got some old folks in the room along with me. I love it. This is fear of losing our body, or having a body these invaded. And we feel that we're physically unsafe. So what can we put in here? Bodily invasion. Anything? Okay, we're going to move on. How about autonomy? We feel like we're being constricted, confined, trapped, suffocated, smothered. Also be a commitment. How many times you getting ready to go into that relationship and you're like, I don't want to do that, I lose my body. This is what this is right here. It's about autonomy. And this comes up whenever we're feeling helpless or powerless. We talked about this fear of separation, abandonment, or rejection. Our need for belonging. We all want to feel like we belong, don't we? When we lose that, this fear of separation, abandonment, or rejection. And this is a good one as well. This one is so humiliation, shame, worthless. Threatens our need for love, belief in our worth. And this one comes up as fear of failure and of criticism. Who was it? Fear of not blank enough. That's this one right here. I think that covered all five. What I'd like to do at this point, I ask you all to think about a fear that may be stopping you from your best life. But before we go into the exercise, I'm going to give you some tools to be able to help you move into that best life. But before we do that, what I would like to do is I want to have a little bit of fun with fear, just for a couple of minutes. I want us to make up some new fears. Table. I want folks in your table come up with a new fear, a fun fear. And I'm going to give you a good example. I have Amazonophobia. That's fear that I'm going to spend all my money on Amazon and my family's going to be forced to take care of me, or I'm going to a pauper. Take a couple of minutes at your table. Come up with a new fear.
What's
So I have to like jump on my bed because I always think something's under my bed. And then when I was young, my brother told me that people lived under escalators. So I've always had fear of loss of joy. Which main one was the best?
I'm afraid of that, yeah.
I never hold this.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, awesome. Let's see what fears you guys were able to come up with. What table has a great fear that, yes.
We have a fear of getting stuck to time machine.
Oh, getting stuck in the hot tub time machine.
Because we often suffer from things that are in our past or an
Yes,
imagination of the future.
beautiful. Do you have a term for that fear? Hot tubophobia?
Yeah, let's do that.
Hot tubophobia. I love it. Who else has one that they want to share? Yes.
Unjoyophobia.
Unjoyophobia.
Everything that we came up with was a fear of not being able to travel, a fear of there being no chocolate, a fear of nothing good on Netflix. Those kinds of things that bring us joy.
Yes.
And so a fear of not being able to experience that. Phobia.
Beautiful. Unjoyophobia. I love it. Good one. How about this? How about this table back here?
Mine's not that fun. A fear of civilization.
And what are we calling that fear? Civilization phobia?
Civil,
Okay. And that stem from?
It's a fear of the disconnect from nature, really. That's civilization.
Beautiful. Who else? We've got one over here.
Well, it kind of speaks to like when you was a child and how fear planted into your brain. So I'm the end. I have all of my siblings with me, and I told you there were people underneath escalators that would grab you if you didn't jump off of them. So I always have your escalator. To this day, I go outside and I run up and I kind of jump off.
Yes.
Wow. And like, kind of do a hop. And it just makes like, you believe what people tell you.
Absolutely.
They put those fears into your brain. And at 51 years old, I still like tell my kid, middle of the escalator, hold on to anything and jump.
What are we calling that fear? Crazy. I love it. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that. Who else shared?
Hot air.
Okay. Balloonophobia. Please do describe.
Fear of the hot air balloon basket.
That's a good one. That's valid. Real valid. Oh, so that fear is real. And it's not fun either. Beautiful. Who else? Back table. Have one?
Whaleophobia. Watched Pinocchio as a kid, and the scene where Elvis swallowed steak with me, and well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't go in pools, but I had the sensation that's the deep end of the whale for me.
Wow. Whaleophobia. All right. Guys were awesome. Thanks so much for humoring me this morning. Conversation around fear is such a deep topic that I think it's something that we need to have fun. So what I want to do at this point, before we dive into the exercise, we talked in the little promo video about president who said, "There's nothing to fear, but fear itself." That was Franklin Roosevelt, who said that in 1930 at his inaugural remarks. And last 9 years, I think we can all agree that the size and scope of the fear that we have done nothing but grow. And they exponentially. Unfortunately, 90 years later, we don't have the tools to help us deal with fear. I'm talking about actionable things that you can do to deal with fear. Now, what I've noticed is that they'll send us out in this world with things like thoughts and prayers. Good luck with that. I'm sending you out with thoughts and prayers. But no real actionable exercise to help us overcome this fear. We got a lot of acronyms, some of which I've shared. Give me some of those acronyms again. What are they?
False evidence of being real.
False evidence, real. What else?
Forgetting everything is all right, but I don't take it lightly.
Okay. What else? How about forget everything and run? That helps. Or what are some of the cute little acronyms that we have? Face everything and rise. That's beautiful. And these are all good sayings. But if you all are like me, I want something actionable. You need to give me something that I can do when I'm afraid. So for the rest time, we're going to walk through an exercise. I put a handout at your places. We're going to walk the exercise, and hopefully when you're done with it, you're going to have a tool you use each time fear arises for you. And I have picked a fear that I have to walk through the exercise, and then you all going to do it on your own. If we have time, I would love it if someone would volunteer to be brave, to be fearless, to be vulnerable, to share their fear with us. How's that sound? Everybody got a sheet? We're good to go. Okay, beautiful. So we start with step 1. What if I put your fear there? And for me, my fear was, and this man and other people in the room have, what if I decided to serve on the BHS board? Hello, anybody else have that fear? I see hands going up in the back of the room. So the first thing that you have to do, there are 3 parts to step 1. You have to define what's the worst thing that could happen if you act on this fear. So for me, was that serving on the BHS board would take time away from my day-to-day business. That's real. So what I want you to do is, I already asked you to start thinking about what that fear was. I want you to start defining what that fear looks like for you. Okay, now I know some of you overachievers in the room, you all have already jumped to the next question, to the next section. I know that. I know how you all are. Okay, so the next part is, okay, so you have this fear, you defined it. What can you do to prevent it? What can you do to decrease the likelihood of this fear happening? So for me, trying to decide whether or not I was going to serve on the board, some of the things that I did that would prevent me from taking time away from my business was I could set some firm boundaries. I could share those boundaries with people. I could find an accountability partner who I could say, hey, I'm afraid this may happen if I do this. Would you make sure, just keep me accountable, make sure this does not happen. I could also honor my yeses and my nos. Saying yes to the things that truly filled me up and walking away from or saying no to those things that don't fill me up. So I'm going to give you a few seconds here to talk about or to write down what you can do to prevent this thing from happening. All right, so you've defined your look that way that you can prevent it. Let's say the unimaginable happens and your fear does manifest. What do you do to repair the damage that's been done? And for me, repairing that was, I can't read my own handwriting here. Being honest and using my voice, acknowledging that this has happened, and then just, saying, hey, this is not what I intended to happen, but here's what happened. I also decided that one thing that I could do was I could throw away my ego, and I could learn to become humble. I don't need to always be the smartest person in the room. There are many people in this room that can help me fix the problem that I may have created. And again, having that accountability partner to help me figure out, here's where you went astray, here's how we're going to fix this. Okay, so take just a couple of minutes, figure out what or can help you repair the damage. Actually get to where you've inflicted some damage. Okay, I've been given the 5-minute signal, so we're going. It's up just a little bit. On the other side of the step number 2, this is something that we don't often think about. What benefits of your trying? We often say what happens, and that is negative. What are the positives if you just try? Anything good that can come out of this situation? For me, it was I could develop new professional relationships. I would be supporting my community, and I could learn some new business skills. Aren't all of those good things? So take just a minute and put down benefits of an attempt or a partial success. When you do that, I want you to finally visualize where you will be 6 months, 12 months, 30 months, if you do absolutely nothing. Are you in a better place in that time frame? I would like to say probably not. You have experienced any spiritual growth, any personal growth, any emotional growth. So I would say that this is probably something that you might want seriously. The exercise. Is there anyone who's willing to take a minute to share what they're feeling and how they went the exercise? Anybody? Okay, please. What? Hang on just a second. Let's get you a microphone.
What it can't what it takes to succeed in business. Worst things then, it'll require time and effort to a degree that disallows time, play time, connection time. To prevent this fear, I can better boundaries around my time. I can calendar my time with myself and prioritize periods of time for work and business relationships, and stop procrastinating. And to repair any damage, I can be open to learning and to identifying where I may self-sabotage. Can be pretty sneaky.
Sure.
Insidious. Yeah, that's what happened.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Well, we have a lot of real estate agents here. I mean, obviously, the news, it's shifted, causes a lot of fear, not just with our clients, but as part of my business. What is my business going to look like next year? It not be the same.
Sure.
So that's my fear. Why not do it well in 2020? So we're seeing the worst things that can happen. Dad having troubles, questioning, am I doing, am I doing, am I in the right career? But some things that we can do is to agents, our business planning, focusing on our prospecting, time blocking, setting boundaries, focusing on the activities, coming up with fresh ideas in business. Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, every Monday.
Beautiful.
Ways adjusting the way they've done things and coming up with those new ideas in this new market that we're facing. And get you coach. There's plenty.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And in the interest time, thank you all for all of the thoughtfulness that you put. I do have extra copies of this exercise. If you want to have a clean copy of it. I'm happy to provide you with a copy of it. And I did give to the individual develop this exercise. I would like to say it was my own unique creation, but I'd be lying. It is not. So this is created listed on there as well. All right, so we're going to wrap it up right now. And I'm going to wrap it up by saying, oh, look, we kicked fear in the ass guy today. All right, beautiful. And now you have a tool that you could kick any fear that you have in the ascot whenever you want to. To close, thinking will not overcome fear. Action. And I like to close on a spiritual note because I believe that God always provides us the tools that we need. Gives us the tools, but we have to take action. God will, after he's given you the tools, if you decide, I'm gonna sit on my side and I'm gonna watch TV, God will sit right there next to you and say, pass me the remote. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your time. All the best to all of you.
So just a quick we're coming towards the end of the year here. So our next meeting is December 1st. We're going to have a speaker here speaking on empathy for space. But this is a really exciting meeting. We do once a year. We have extra marks available our holiday meetings. So if you or someone has had a product or service that they would showcase, some extra tables for $25. There's no entry fee at the door. Table. So if you are interested in getting a table for the first meeting, please see Melissa Jason. I'll be very reserved. We all like shops. Holiday party day. This is December 14th from 5 to 7. And just either on our meetup or our Facebook event always helps us in planning for that's helpful. And we will be having a board meeting December 19th. It's a Monday at the Peak Restaurant from 10 a.m. to 2. So if you are interested in becoming more involved in DHS, we have on the board. Don't be afraid. So
Could do that. It's
Hello there, my name is Jeremy. I'm the membership director at DHS, and I'd like to see a show of hands on all of the new people who have attended DHS for the first time.
I can't hear it. So
If you would,
Beaker.
come on up. And if anybody brought me any tools that they can come up as well, introduce your business, who you brought. We've been kind of slacking on this, so back to doing this.
I bet you won't be so glitchy after I do the update.
It's also could just be the processor. I mean,
It was working fine at home. It wasn't like this at all. And nothing else is on it but the stuff. It was like brand new. I mean, you know. Of course. Creating havoc.
As I said before, we're an operator of a construction company. We do construction for actually almost a half a century now. We've been strong in support. anything under probably $5 million in commercial work would be considered a small job that would be undertaken. So there actually is not anything we have not done after almost half a century with residential.
So I'm not here. So I don't
That's it.
For an operator of construction company, we do construction.
So is there a
Discover new energy patterns.
way to turn it on?
Hi there, I'm Joan Houston, and I am a food and travel blog writer. I like to connect people to culture through food, and so I write about places I travel, what makes the eat, what it feels like, and then I develop my own recipes and share the recipes on my site. And right now, I'm really just looking for more followers on social media. That's my kind of first step in building this business that I hope to monetize more with income streams and take it to my next phase of life after retirement.
It's not coming up.
Travel to Savor is Instagram and Facebook, and then the website is traveltosavor.com, and it's TO, Travel to Savor.
Thank you all very much for being here. And if you know anyone who wants anything, please bring them to the meeting. We will get spotlighted up here. And once again, let's give a big round of applause for Anna.